Today on Passion for Food, we're going to be making these giant baked samosas with garlic curry potatoes. These triangular little treasures were always one of my favorite things growing up in South Africa, and this version is quick and easy to make at home. And just as a fun experiment, I decided to make it with the 2-ingredient dough, which worked out great. So let's go ahead and get to the point here and get started. And first up are our potatoes. I'm going to be using russets for this, but you can use whatever your favorite kind of potato is. Peeled and chopped. The exact size doesn't matter so much, just try and keep those consistent, and we want about 2 pounds or so of potatoes for this. So while our potatoes are happily cooking away, we can go ahead and start sauteing our onion. So we've got our 1 gigantic onion and 4 tablespoons of grass-fed butter. So let's go ahead and just get this onion in here like that. And let's go ahead and season liberally with some fresh cracked black pepper and salt to taste, keeping in mind this is the seasoning for all 2 pounds of our potato filling. And we just want to continue to saute these over medium-high heat until they reach the caramelization that we're looking for. After about 7 minutes, I was happy with what I was seeing. You can see the onions have got nice little brown bits on them, but they're not full-on caramelized yet. So at this point, we can go ahead and add the most effective social distancer in the world, an entire head of garlic, along with about 2 tablespoons of your favorite curry powder. I'm using a medium spice curry powder today, but that's from South Africa, so their medium is like our extra hot. And we want to saute that in our hot butter and onions for about a minute to really activate those wonderful flavors. At which point we can just dump in our now cooked and drained potatoes. So let's get that all mixed and mashed together, and then we need to stop and take a moment to do the most important step. That is to taste this for seasoning. Mine definitely needed a little extra salt. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Overcooking and under-seasoning are the 2 biggest problems you're going to face in the kitchen. So we're done with this. Let's set it aside to cool. But we still need the dough, though. Even though the dough is a no-knead dough, though. Because we're going to be using that fun 2-ingredient dough recipe with 2 cups of self-rising flour and about 1.25 cups of Greek yogurt. And we just need to get that together. I did try and use this little spatula, but that was obviously a fool's errand, so I went ahead and switched to my hands. If it's a little too dry, we can just add another couple tablespoons of yogurt. That's no big deal. It should just come together into a nice little dough ball for us. And yeah, I know I said this was a no-knead dough. This isn't kneading. This is mixing. See, this is mixing right here. Yeah. So once we're done definitely not kneading the dough, we just want to go ahead and cover this with plastic wrap for about 20 or 30 minutes, or until our potato filling is cool enough to handle. Once our dough is rested and our filling is cool, we can go ahead and flour our work surface, and depending on the size you want to make these, you want to grab about 1/8 of that total dough ball. Traditionally, samosas are made about half the size that I'm going to make these, but I wanted to make mine jumbo today because reasons. Hey, don't you judge me. Anyway, we just want to get this flattened out into a disc with our hands. And you know, at first I thought this 2-ingredient dough was not going to work. I thought it was one of those fake, viral cooking trend things, but it actually seems pretty legit. It's got that stretchiness to it that I associate with a traditionally kneaded bread dough. I'm wondering if that has to do with the high protein content in that Greek yogurt. Anyway, we want to get that rolled out to approximately 1/4 inch, a little bit less. You can kind of see what I was going for here. And even though I got this one pretty close, I'm still going to cut out a nice round shape with one of these 9-inch plates. And for that traditional triangular samosa shape, we just want to cut this straight in half. And then just moisten a little all the way around the edges. I've seen a bunch of people just wetting that flat edge, and then when they go to close it in their hand, they're having to try and wet that round edge, so don't do that. I definitely prefer moistening both sides while it's on the counter. The folding part looks a little tricky, but it really isn't. All you want to do is to kind of lean 1/2 of it on your hand like this, and just fold the other part over, and just kind of connect them up at the top like that. Those moistened edges should stick together quite easily, and then we can just stick this cone into our hand like so. And then we just want to go in here with our garlic, potato, curried onion filling. We just want to pack that in there with our fingers, trying to avoid any major air pockets and getting that end nicely sealed up. And we can go ahead and stash these on our baking tray. Now, normally samosas are fried, but I actually really like this baked version a lot, and one of the things we can do to get that really dark, nice fried color is to use an easy egg wash. This is just 1 egg plus about a tablespoon of water. You might be tempted to skip this part, but trust me, don't. It really does add an excellent color that you're just not going to get any other way. Anyway, once our samosas are all nicely washed up for dinner, we're going to stash these in a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes or until they're a beautiful golden brown color. At which point we want to go ahead and pull these out. And now, like with a lot of things, we should probably let this sit and just cool down for around 10 minutes or so. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab one. You can see it's nice and brown on the bottom. No one wants a soggy bottom samosa. But there we have it, folks. Our giant baked samosa with garlic curry potatoes is ready to eat. Let's just get a quick cross section here so we can have a look at the inside of these. Assuming we didn't overwork the potato mixture, we should have some smooth potatoes and some nice chunks in there, which we do, so that is perfect. I like to serve these with a little Miss Ball's original peach chutney, and they make an awesome light lunch, appetizer, or side dish. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Passion for Food. If you have, give me a thumbs up below and consider subscribing and hitting that little bell so you don't miss our future recipes. And check out one of our other great videos playing on the screen now. This has been Graham with Passion for Food.